This is probably my best theory. Today I'm going to show you clear signs that the Witch Queen has something to do with a crow devil named Raum. From the fear of cats to fortune telling, absolutely everything about the Witch Queen fits perfectly with the description of the devil named Raum in demonology. Why is she so old and still looking so young? Why can she control crows? And many more questions will be answered in this video. I completely expose the Witch Queen. The further you watch, the stronger and better the evidence becomes. Towards the end of this video, I literally shoot multiple facts and references like a machine gun. Is the Witch Queen a devil host? Or is she the devil Raum herself? Black Clover, the Witch Queen, Devil Raum explanation here on Yuno. You probably think I'm tripping right now, but I guarantee you, after watching the entire video, you can't deny that the Witch Queen might be a devil or a devil host. You doubt it? Let's bet. Give it a try, finish this video, and let me know what you think in the comments after you finish the video. By the way, Raum is a German name, and we know Tabata loves to give important characters German names such as Nacht, Liebe, Licht. But without further ado, let's begin the explanation. The best place to start is to talk about the Witch Queen herself. Let's start with her age. Note that there are two versions of how we can interpret her age, and both are very interesting and very suspicious. So let's start with the first version. For this, Tabata gives us a very comfortable character profile. Let's open the profile of the Witch Queen, zoom to the age and read unknown. What a surprise. A character of an unknown age. Sounds familiar to me. Oh yes, we have three characters with an unknown age. The Dark Triad, Vanica, Dante and Zenon, who happen to be possessed by the devil, and the only characters besides the Witch Queen who are no longer aging, and hence their age is unknown. It is only reasonable to assume that the Dark Triad is no longer aging because they made a contract with the devil, which means that the Witch Queen is no longer aging because she may also be possessed by the devil. However, this will also mean that characters like Nacht and Asta may no longer age from the moment they signed the contract. Of course, we know that there are different devil contracts with different attributes. Perhaps it concerns only the people who serve the devils, and not the other way around, as in the case of Nacht, or in the case of an equal contract, like the one between Asta and Liebe. But more to that later, because I found a very good reference to prove that. The second way we can explain her age is that she can simply use her blood magic to make herself younger. However, this means that Vanica, who also happens to have blood magic, can do the same to herself and her siblings. But when you look at how Vanica uses her blood magic, it's completely different from how the Witch Queen uses her blood magic. From this, I can see that Vanica actually doesn't have any of the skills that the Witch Queen does. For example, it doesn't seem that Vanica can heal herself with blood recovery magic, or for example control other people with blood magic. By the way, here's a very interesting fact about the Witch Queen. We know that all curses are originally derived from Megicula, and we also know that curses cannot be healed with normal healing magic. The only ones who can heal curses are the Agrippa family, who happen to have a mysterious deal with Megicula, and the Witch Queen, who just like Vanica, who is possessed by Megicula, also has blood magic. You see, no matter how we try to interpret anything about the Witch Queen, you will always find a connection with devils. But this is just a glimpse of what's next. If the reason the Dark Triad stopped aging is because of the devil possession, then it's reasonable to assume that the Witch Queen might be possessed too. But if not, and the Dark Triad stopped aging for some other reason, and Vanica is also not able to make herself and her siblings younger with blood magic, then there's no way around that the Dark Triad must somehow be connected to the Witch Queen. And here we can use Nacht's last name, Faust, which refers to the book Faust by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, one of the most famous works in literature, as a reference. In this story, Faust, who is the main character, made a pact with a devil named Mephisto, short for Mephistopheles. The reason and backstory is irrelevant to this video. The important point is that Mephisto brought Faust to a witch, who is supposed to make Faust young again. Faust wants to know why the devil himself cannot brew a magic potion to make Faust young again. Mephistopheles tells him that such a potion requires the care and time that only a devoted servant of the devil can give. This fits in with our explanation of why the Dark Triad stopped aging, because they serve the devils, as opposed to Asta and Nacht, who have different contracts and do not serve the devils. When the witch in Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's Faust recognizes Mephisto, she's happy because she and Mephisto have not seen each other for a long time. She started dancing and crying, saying, "My Satan has come back." Here, the witch does not mean that Mephisto is Satan, but that Mephisto's visit showed the witch that Satan is about to rise again. That will kind of fit to Black Clover, as the Dark Triad is trying to set all devils free. Mephisto told her that the world is now a place where devils have evolved accordingly. Again, this goes perfectly with Black Clover. The devil Mephisto asks the witch to give Faust a glass of her famous juice. So did the witch and made Faust young again. How can this be referred to Black Clover? What is important is the witch who has the secret for eternal youth and who is serving the devils. It fits the Witch Queen, who is a witch and has a secret for the youth that the Diamond Kingdom tried to capture in the Witch Forest arc. It is no coincidence that the Diamond Kingdom attacked the Witch Queen because of the secret, and then later it was revealed in the Faust reference that the witch has a potion to make people young again. The witch in Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's Faust serves all devils, and that is the connection we need to find for the Witch Queen in Black Clover to be able to confirm the reference. And for that, I will show you something very interesting. In the hall of the Witch Queen, she has two animal heads with horns, and a flame burns between the horns. Anyone who knows anything about occultism should immediately recognize the reference to Baphomet. The Baphomet is a symbol that Satanists and occultists worship, the same people who worship the devils. There is no other symbol like this, so it couldn't mean anything other than Baphomet. It is a very important part of Satanism and the most important symbol in occultism, which is the main inspiration of Black Clover. It already gives us an idea that the Witch Queen might have something to do with devils, and she might even worship the devils. On one hand, it symbolizes the astral light. On the other hand, the Baphomet represents a perfect social order. These two attributes can be linked to just one devil, called Raum. But before you believe that this is my powerful evidence that the Witch Queen is linked to the devil Raum, calm down. The video isn't finished yet. This is just a taste of what's coming in a moment. So, astral light and social order. The devil named Raum can transform and manipulate astral light. In addition, the devil Raum hates injustice of poverty in different social classes and is ready to participate in legal fights. A perfect social order. But who is the devil Raum, and how can he be connected to the Witch Queen, apart from the little reference to the Baphomet symbol in her hall? Raum is the great Earl of Hell, but has been away from home for a while, which would make sense if he's been with the Witch Queen for hundreds of years. He's depicted as a crow, and I guess I don't need to mention that the Witch Queen is literally always surrounded by crows. This is another important thing to mention. Her magic is blood magic, not crow magic. There's literally no reason the Witch Queen should be able to control crows, except maybe to control them with blood magic. But what should be the reason for that? And not only is she surrounded by crows, but she also wears crow feathers, which in turn makes a perfect connection to the devil Raum, as he has black feathers around his head and chest. And if we take a closer look at the Witch Queen, we see feathers around her head and chest. And here is an extremely important point. Raum can tell things of the past, present, and even the future, so that fortune tellers turn to Raum for information about the future. And what special abilities does the Witch Queen have? Fortune telling skills. She is a fortune teller. Why would she have such an ability with blood magic? It doesn't make any sense. So she must have this ability from somewhere else. You are probably wondering why the devil Raum will tell the Witch Queen about the threat magic and why it was so important that it was necessary to catch Vanessa and lock her up for her entire life. Well, the devil Raum has a strong dislike and even fear of cats. And Vanessa's threat magic manifests as a cat, although she did not intentionally manifest the magic as a cat, which means that the threat magic itself is always meant to be manifested as a cat. And the devil Raum knew about this magic and is not literally afraid of cats as described in demonology, but in Black Clover, the devil Raum is afraid of threat magic, which is represented as a cat. The reason for this is because Raum can see the future. It is his strongest ability, but threat magic changes the fate of people and therefore the future, and so this magic makes Raum's ability useless. Of course, when one relies on this particular ability to know the future, it is literally scary to know that there is something that cannot be predicted. This is why it was so important for Raum to get the Witch Queen to imprison the future threat magic user. Furthermore, the reason he told the Witch Queen to let Vanessa escape was because he knew that Vanessa would bring the demon swords with her. These swords, as their names suggest, were most likely created to defeat the devils. These swords, as we have already explained many times in other videos, are magic weapons and do not originally belong to Licht's Grimoire. Licht's Grimoire can simply store any swords, which is why Asta was able to store Yami's sword in his Grimoire. The reason why Raum wants the sword could probably be because the sword were first created back when the Tree of Death was created for the first time, probably 1200 years ago, and in that time was already used to fight the devils. The reason I think it was 1200 years ago is because this memory of the war is one of the Heart Queen's memories, but the Heart Kingdom lived in peace since its creation 1200 years ago. This means that this memory of the extermination of 90% of humanity could only come from the first Heart Queen, before she created the Heart Kingdom and after all devils were defeated. And of course the Witch Queen only let Vanessa escape because she knew that she will bring another weapon, another power, which ended up to be Asta and his swords. It is said that the devil Raum escaped a certain event which is described in many ways in demonology, but which in the case of Black Clover can only refer to the first creation of the Clippeth. Raum escaped the war and at some point met the Witch Queen. Very important to mention is that Raum is very loyal to Lucifer, so it makes sense why he wouldn't want the swords to be used again. It also makes sense why the Witch Queen suddenly knew that Asta was more than just a defect. She said at first that Asta was nothing special, but then used blood magic and ordered him to show his true power, which is the anti-magic devil power of Liebe. She then said that she suspected he was going to pass out and lose control, meaning that she knew he must be possessed by a devil and she was deliberately trying to let the devil out. So even if the Witch Queen didn't mention the devils, she must know about the devils, as she obviously tried to expose Asta's devil powers. There are many more connections between the devil Raum and the Witch Queen. For example, Raum can talk to animals, and it seemed as the Witch Queen could understand Nero in her bird form. We know that Nero in her bird form can also speak like a human, but in the moment she did not speak to the Witch Queen at all, but it seemed as the Witch Queen had understood Nero anyway. Raum can also transform into the shape of a flock of crows, and that is exactly what the Witch Queen does with the crows all the time. For example, when Vanessa returned to the gate of the Witch Forest and asked for entry, the Witch Queen sends a flock of crows to grab Vanessa and pull her inside. She also caught and held Asta with a flock of crows, and when Asta defeated Ladros, the Witch Queen seemed to transform herself into a flock of crows and flew straight to Asta, and then transformed back into her human appearance. And this is another ability of the devil Raum. Raum can transform into a human appearance and even prefers to look like a human. And the last thing to mention is that Raum often works as a familiar to people rather than possessing them, as in the case of the Dark Triad. You see, there are too many similarities to ignore the possibility that the devil Raum is somehow related to the Witch Queen. Either the Witch Queen is a devil herself, or she is possessed by a devil. And with the fact that the devil Raum often works as a familiar for a human, it's likely that the Witch Queen and Raum could just work together since many years, and that's why she only has one magic attribute, blood magic. So, did I convince you? Let me know what you think of this theory in the comments. Do you think the Witch Queen has something to do with the devils? If not, please let me know why you think she has nothing to do with the devils. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Activate the notification bell, otherwise YouTube will not notify you when we post a new video. I wish you a wonderful morning, day or night, wherever you live. See you next time. Bye.